Welcome back here on this Monday afternoon. Dave McKenzie with you as we are opening the doors to our Z100 Radio Roadhouse. I like starting Mondays off this way. It's always a good thing, and I like it whenever we get to welcome people that we haven't got to meet before. And today we're saying hello to Mr. Tyler Stevenson. Hey, bud.
How are you? Thanks for having me, man.
Got that Murray State jersey on. Now, normally I would give you 9 kinds of heck about that. Wearing that in here. We got SIU down the road. We can't wear a Murray State.
Are we up around SIU right now?
No, I mean, it's like
right up the road.
7 miles from us.
Oh, no. Well, I'm glad I wore it then.
Yeah. No, I get it. Of course, Murray State playing in a big baseball game today. But, hey, we're glad to have you, man. Welcome.
Thanks for having me. This is great. This is an awesome thing.
And I tell you what, it's a joy whenever we get to have new artists and new voices that we haven't really got to hear a whole lot from. But, man, I tell you what, you got some good stuff.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
And we're glad. A Benton native, Benton, Kentucky.
That's right. Benton, Kentucky, born and raised.
Yeah. And just up the road, military guy. First
Yes.
off, thank you for service.
Well, thank you. Yes, sir.
How long were you in?
We were probably in a little under 4 years, maybe, right under 4 years.
So Scott was in the...
We were actually roommates together. We went to Afghanistan together. And, yeah, so we got out of the military in 2022, about a month apart from each other. So we still stayed in touch and hung out after we got out. And
you just can't get rid of him now?
Well, we're trying to get him to move to Nashville is what we're really trying to do. It's the whole reason he's here is we've been trying to get him to move. But yeah, we were together for 4 years.
What's not easy to sell about Nashville?
I don't really know, and I've been trying to do it for the past 2 years, trying to get him to make the move. But I think like I said, CMA Fest was going on this week. We brought Scott in, just kind of showed him it's a fun place to be. There's a lot of stuff going on. So I think he's decided that he's going to move and maybe be a songwriter.
Well, you've got a new song that he is actually part of the songwriting co-writer on there. So
yes,
that's very cool. Hey, tell us a little bit. You get out of the service in 22 and get into the music bid.
I did. Yeah, it was kind of an orthodox approach. I got out of the military in November of 2022. And I moved back in with mom and dad, which at 22 years old was not fun for me, especially after living with all my buddies for the past 4 years. And I just really had no idea what I was doing. So I originally went and lived in Texas, down in DFW around Dallas for about 6 months. I went to trade school, a lineman college down there, to get into line work. And I graduated from school and took a job working for TVA up in West Kentucky, and that was just kind of my goal. My life was like, I'm going to be a lineman. I'm going to do trade work for the rest of my life because I love that job. It was a great trade. I loved the guys I worked with. I really enjoyed the work. And just somewhere in the middle there, I started writing my own songs and posting videos of them on Facebook, and just kind of went into a little local bar one Sunday that had an open mic and started singing an original song, and they were just kind of like, man, nobody does that. And I was like, I thought that's what everybody does. And so everybody just was kind of like, oh, this is kind of cool. There's a 22-year-old kid writing his own songs and singing them. And I didn't really think that there'd be a future there. I thought I'd just play bars the rest of my life back in West Kentucky. And, I was blessed enough to meet the right people and opened up doors and just never said no. Just keep saying yes, and things just kind of grow.
It's funny that you say that because people underestimate the importance of the connections that you make if you're a musician, and the role that it plays in specifically in a town like Nashville. It's everything.
It is absolutely everything. We have a saying in our little group is it's more about the people you know and less about how good you are. And people, I think, really...
Which is good and bad.
It's good and bad. There's its pros and cons, but people forget that it is a business. Like anything else, it's a business. So, we try to approach it from the stance of business, and that's gone well for us so far, So it is about who you know, but at the same time, you have to want to do it, and you have to, work at it. And I try to tell folks all the time when I go back home to my friends and family, it's a full-time job. People think it's fun. We're out playing shows in Nashville all the time or writing songs 5 days a week, and it's what I do for work. But people just think you're out running around on the road having fun all the time. But behind the scenes, man, we're putting in over 40-hour weeks just trying to stay booked or write new songs and just keep things flowing. So it's a full-time job, but a lot of it's about who you know.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's all about the effort you put into it. You get back what you put into it.
100%. 100%. Your career is a direct reflection of how much effort are you going to put into what you do, especially in the music. Is if you're not putting in the effort to write songs or become better as a songwriter, as a performer, an artist, you're just going to stand still. You've got to put in the work to better yourself. So it's a direct reflection of your work ethic.
Yeah, absolutely. Why don't you get your guitar? Why don't you do something for us, and I'll let you choose whatever it is you want to do, man, just to kind of give us a taste here.
We'll do we're gonna do a new one here that we just wrote a few weeks ago. I wrote this with Gage Myers, and no, I didn't write this with Gage Myers. I always do that with this song. I wrote this one with Bailey Morrison and Jacob Morris. This is a brand new one. It's called I Could Use a Bar. Well, 9 to 5, just losing time. Yeah, every day's the same. We wake up, we go to work, the routine doesn't change. And this damn life knocking on our door, don't wanna watch the sunset before we have a night like the old times. Well, I could use a bar right now, some whiskey on ice, spinning you around neath the neon light, got you hanging on to every song. You're making me lose my mind, and I could use a change of scene. You're looking like a dream. It's been a minute since we made a memory, so put your daisies on. Won't take long to drive on into town, 'cause I could use a bar right now. Climb on up, flip down that mirror, play your favorite tune. And don't tap the brakes or drive too fast, girl, I know what to do. And I can't tell if that shade you're wearing's from the lipstick or the wine, but either way I like the taste when you put your lips on mine. 'Cause I could use a bar right now, some whiskey on ice, spinning you around neath the neon light, got you hanging on to every song. You're making me lose my mind, and I could use a change of scene. You're looking like a dream. It's been a minute since we made a memory, so put your daisies on. Won't take long to drive on into town, 'cause I could use a bar right now. Yeah, I could use a bar right now. And money's just money and you can't buy time. Don't wanna let a few good years go by without a little fun. And the night's still young, and I could use a bar right now, some whiskey on ice, spinning you around neath the neon light, got you hanging on to every song. You're making me lose my mind, and I could use a change of scene. You're looking like a dream. It's been a minute since we made a memory, so put your daisies on. Won't take long to drive on into town, 'cause I could use a bar right now. Yeah, I could use a bar right now.
That's Tyler Stevenson, and I could use a bar. I like that, man. That's good.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Talk about growing up in Benton, Kentucky. How did Benton, Kentucky kind of influence Tyler and his music?
Well, just your typical small town USA, I believe. I grew up hunting, fishing, and grew up on a small farm out on Scale Road, kind of towards Sharp area. But the music scene in West Kentucky, I think, has always been extremely underappreciated, and that has just been my opinion. But there's so many talented folks that live there and play there, and we just played a show with one of them this weekend. But Craig Russell, who was big in the day, he was probably the biggest influence of me musically, just I think because of where we grew up. It's a different style of music. That's like when I first started writing songs, a lot of it was folk music and Americana music in that genre. So West Kentucky kind of taught me how I think to be more of a lyrical songwriter, and the upbringing of being in a small town, just growing up on country music or southern rock, and just that part of the world, I guess, and the Appalachian part of the state with folk music, Americana music, southern rock, and country all blended into one is kind of how I describe West Kentucky's music scene, in my opinion, which is everything that I love. So I just kind of, I guess, listened to it so much that it just kind of became my thing, and that's what I like to do. And ever since I moved to Nashville, I've had to learn how to do the newer country style, and it's been such a weird change because in my mind, songs and music were just what I grew up on in West Kentucky. That's what people want to hear. And you kind of learn that people grow up in different areas of the world, and they bring their own little pieces from home with music and everything and blend it all together in this melting pot. And I believe that's what modern country music is now. And I'm kind of glad to bring my little piece from West Kentucky of that folk Americana style to the Nashville. And I love my friends that come from completely different places that bring stuff I've never noticed. But yeah, West Kentucky was a huge influence on just, I guess, storytelling, I guess, if I had to put it into a word, storytelling. And then just, I guess, sorry, throat. For anybody, I've literally been battling a throat issue for like 2 weeks, so I haven't been talking a whole lot the past 2 days, so it's kind of a little painful, but we're getting through it. But yeah, I think it was just a big influence on my ability to learn how to craft stories into words that you can rhyme and with cadence and things and so forth. But West Kentucky is a huge influence on me. I love West Kentucky.
I always say it's amazing to me, songwriters, whenever you take just a little blurb of something, somebody says something, or you see something and you're able to take and build a song off of one line that somebody's digging at somebody else or whatever it is, and it turns into a song, and the work that it takes to create that.
It's a blessing and a curse is how I describe it to people. It really is, because like I can't just, like, we talk about it all the time, but like I can't just drive down the road and just relax. It's like if I'm constantly in my head trying to think of, I just saw a sentence on a road sign. That's kind of cool. And you're trying to think of ways to spin that into a story, or maybe it's something that one of your buddies says. Like we do it all the time with our friend group, is just like we'll be hanging out and somebody will just say something funny and we're like, put that in your notes. Like put that down. Like we don't have to worry about it now, but put it down. So I mean, my notes in my phone, that little notes app, I mean, it's got 400 just sentences in it, and it's fun. It's like any other trade. It's like line work. It's like what I was doing before this. It's just finding pieces and building something. So I feel like once you kind of figure out how to do it, it's just all you want to do. I'm addicted to songwriting. It's kind of pitiful, to be honest, because I can't do anything else.
Well, and the more you do it, it's like anything else. The more you do it, the easier it is, the better you get.
Right.
It's just practice.
Correct.
It's just you get out of it what you put into it.
100%.
Favorite venue to play when you're in Nashville?
Oh, wow. Oh, that's a hard one.
There's so many good venues down there.
There's so many great venues, and there's so many that I haven't got to play yet. So I'm sure that my opinion will change in the future. But so far, I think probably the most fun venue that we've been able to play is the world-famous Underdog in East Nashville, Tennessee, which is kind of a sleeper. Not many people know about that place, but it's been around for a long, long time. And that was probably my favorite one. But man, I when I first moved to Nashville, I did the whole Broadway circuit. So every bar on Broadway, we've played it. And those are fun. But sometimes getting off that strip and going to the more older venues and stages, those are a lot of fun to play too.
It's amazing to be able to go to some of those places like Tootsie's and Bob's and
Robert's Western World. We were just there last night. Yeah.
Do they still have the dollar beer?
No, it's gone up a little bit. It's gone up to like $2.50, but it's a lot
You used
better.
to be able to get the dollar bush.
Yep.
Yeah, but,
Domesticated cans. Oh, it's great. It's great.
That was
It's great.
Great place to go, isn't it? Correct?
Yes, Robert's Western World.
Roberts, yeah. Bob's. That's James Otto. We went to Tootsie's. I went to Tootsie's with James Otto when he played the Ryman the very first time.
Yes.
So that's pretty cool to hang out down there.
Oh, yeah. So many great spots.
Do another one.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Whatever you want to do.
I'm going to do another new one here. I was going to attempt to do Hang Me in Texas, but
Throat's a little.
I don't think my
throat's a little raw.
handle
Get
that
it.
one, so I'm going to try to do one a little easier here.
We'll play that coming up after a while.
This one here's it's a little more of a fun tune. This one probably means a lot more to me than anything I've written in Nashville so far. But I wrote this song with a guy named Bailey Morrison, and me and him have lived together for about 6 months, but we're about to get my own apartment, all that good stuff. But we've lived together as roommates, as songwriters, and we've written a lot of songs together. But this is one of those, and it's just kind of a slow tune about an old .22 rifle. But it's called This Old Gun. 9 years old and it's 5 a.m. Up with the sun and I'm gone again. Putting on my camo and daddy's loading up the truck. Says, are you ready, son? The world looked different from that old deer stand. 20 feet up off my granddaddy's land. And daddy told me, boy, it ain't about the hunt. It's about all the things you can learn from a gun. And grandpa gave it to me back in '93. There's something about this barrel that you just can't beat. Like when that old truck was running, we were giving it hell. That old Gibson in the closet had some stories to tell. He'd tell you yourself if that old man was still around. And when we climb back down, I'll take you to that old house sitting on the hill. Sawed every board down at the local mill. And Granny helped him turn that old house into a home. And when I'm dead and gone, you can give it all away when life just don't seem fair. But this old gun ain't going anywhere. 30 years old and it's 5 a.m. Up with the sun and I'm gone again. Putting on my work boots, times are getting tough. Will I ever make enough to save that old farm that Daddy gave me? I'm cutting it close, now I'm down on my knees. And I remember that day way up in the stand when Daddy turned to me and said, listen, young man, back when that old truck was running, we were giving it hell. That old Gibson in the closet had some stories to tell. He'd tell you yourself if that old man was still around. And when we climb back down, I'll take you to that old house sitting on the hill. He sawed every board down at the local mill. And Granny helped him turn that old house into a home. And when I'm dead and gone, you can give it all away when life just don't seem fair. But this old gun ain't going anywhere. I know he gave it to you back in '93. There's something about this barrel that you just can't beat. I got that old truck and running, it's up for sale. That Gibson in the closet still had stories to tell. So I sold it to a boy who's playing on the radio now. And if you can come back down, I'd take you by that old house sitting on the hill. Sneak up in the stand if you had time to kill. Hang on the front porch and rock in them old wooden chairs. I gave it all away when life just didn't seem fair. But this old gun ain't going anywhere. No, this old gun ain't going anywhere.
That's Tyler Stevenson here on our Z100 Radio Roadhouse. You got that right in neck, dude.
Thank you.
That's pretty awesome. I like
Thank
that.
you. That's one of my favorites so far.
So what's coming up with you, and what's in the pipe here?
Right now, where I'm at is just, writing a lot. We're doing some really cool stuff with a company called Creative Vets. They are a nonprofit organization based out of Nashville, but they pair Nashville songwriters with veterans of all different types of campaigns and MOSs, which are jobs, and just any veteran that feels like that they could benefit from telling their story and turning it into a song. That's what Creative Vets does. They pair them with songwriters so these veterans can tell a story, write a song about it, and then these songs can get cut by a lot of major artists in Nashville. So this weekend we're flying out to Tailgates and Tall Boys, which is a music festival, I believe in Indiana. I think's where it's at. But we're flying out there to do some writing for Creative Vets, which is, I'm so excited about that. That's going to be a lot of fun.
What a great cause that is.
It's fantastic. We were just there at CMA Fest with them yesterday, and they've got a mobile booth that Amazon donated. It's a actual van with sliding doors, and they've soundproofed the inside of it and turned it into a mobile studio. So we can take this van out to these music festivals, and basically what we're doing is we just set up a booth, and it's like, hey, veteran songwriting experience. If you're a veteran, come talk to us. And they'll come up and be like, man, I would love to try this. It's like, well, we'll see you at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning right here. They'll come up and we'll go in the van, take a couple hours, write them a song, demo it right there, and they can leave the music festival with their story demoed on their cell phone. And it's an awesome organization.
I bet you hear some incredible stories.
Oh, it's unreal. I love it, and it's so cool for me as a veteran myself, and especially as a combat veteran. But I'm only 24 years old, so I get into these rooms with these gentlemen and women who are, old enough to be my parents, but it's like we relate so much, just by, the experiences we've lived, and it's so incredible. It's inspiring, and I always walk away from a Creative Vets event just like in a good mood. I'm just like, man, that felt good. That was nice, and it's great organization.
Boy, what an opportunity there.
It's fantastic. I love those guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I tell you what, man, new music, we looking for new music down the line?
We should be getting some very soon. Yeah. So that's like Hey Me Texas, the single that we just dropped a couple months ago. We were kind of holding off on doing that because as soon as you drop one song, it's like, now you got to drop 10.
Got to do another.
So we're going back into the studio in the next couple months, and we're going to get some new songs cranked out, and then hopefully those will be out, available to the world before the fall time. So maybe late summer, we're looking at the next single coming out. And I'm a little biased, but I love Hang Me in Texas, and me and Scott over there co-wrote it together with our good friend Ethan Torsak. But some of these new songs that we've got that we're putting out, I think are really, really good. So we're really excited about those, and they're songs that we're super proud of. So really excited to share those with the world.
I've got the new one ready to go here in just a minute. Before I let you go, I like to do a little thing called the Radio Roadhouse Rapid Fire.
Okay.
5 questions.
Let's do it.
Top of your head. Weirdest autograph item you've signed?
Somebody else's hat. Somebody else's merch hat. That was a little awkward.
Somebody's merch hat?
Yeah, like it was some other artist's merch hat. And I guess they thought I was somebody else, but I still signed my name on it.
Did you? Smart. What's your go-to gas station snack?
Chicken tenders, fried chicken tenders. We were just talking about this yesterday. Every fried chicken tenders all the way.
You can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong.
Don't get sushi, but...
No, I don't get. I love sushi, but I've learned from that.
If you're not I think I know the answer to this because I think you've already answered it. If you're not a musician, what would your job be?
I'd be working on power lines.
Power lines, yeah. The one artist or song that you love that fans would not guess.
Oh, that's a good one. wow. This is rapid fire. I'm thinking too hard about it. I'm a huge Jason Isbell guy, but he's my hero. But when he was with the Drive-By Truckers, we've been blaring Decoration Day by the Drive-By Truckers for like the past 2 weeks. So
Man, I forgot
it would
about
have
them.
to be that one.
Yeah,
It would have to be
that's
that
a
one.
pretty good
Yeah.
choice. What's the worst gig that you've played so far?
Rocket Fire Pizza, Paducah, Kentucky. Yeah, they told me it was, and look, I'm not going to get too far into it, but I'm still a little bitter about that one. They told me that it was a real nice steakhouse, and we rolled up, and they had changed the steakhouse to a Rocket Fire Pizza like a month before. And I played for 2 people, and I left an hour early, and I was paid half what I was owed.
Did you get free pizza?
Nope.
Sorry about that.
But that takes a cake all day.
Well, Tyler Stevenson is his name, and man, appreciate you spending a few minutes with us here. And
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
got to meet your long lost cousin.
I know,
over
that's
there,
awesome.
Our very own Eric Boyd, and that's pretty awesome. But keep up the good work.
I appreciate it.
Love the new song and what you played here for us today. Use a bar and this old gun, and then I've got the new one. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about this new one?
Yeah, Hang Me in Texas. Yeah, it's a song that we literally were just hanging out in my old apartment in Benton, Kentucky. This song was written way before I moved to Nashville. I wrote it with Scott, who's here with us. He was in town for just hanging out from Kansas City, Missouri, and we were just in the living room one day, and Scott picked up a guitar in the living room and played this kind of little spooky strumming pattern, and we were like, that's cool, what's that? And he's like, I don't know, I'm just playing. And I would love to say that there was some big hidden meaning behind the song or like this huge grand idea that just opened up, but we literally just went and ate Mexican food and just wrote lyrics down on like in our phones and got home and put the chords to it, and that's kind of how the song was written. It was no crazy thinking, but it turned out to be a lot of fun. We wrote it, finished it at like 8 p.m. that night, and I think we played it till 2 a.m. in the morning over and over and over again. We loved it so much. So that song's really just a good memory. It's a good memory of writing it, and we love playing it, so why not put it out? Shelby Preckless produced it out of Paducah, Kentucky, Loud and Clear Studios. He did a fantastic job, and we're happy with it. It's done really well, so I appreciate y'all for, playing it, and that helps us more than you know, and I appreciate it.
Tyler Stevenson, thank you for coming in, buddy.
Thank you for having me.
This is his single. It's called Hang Me in Texas here on New Country Z100.